Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the zoo. The minions with me this evening are Tyr
What up?
and Adam.
Hello.
And as it is once again a Friday, but not the first Friday of a month, I am the keeper for this evening, Sanguine. How are both of you doing this evening? This once
I'm good.
a Friday, but not the first Friday.
Oh,
How about
what
you,
about
Adam?
me?
Sorry, that was my fault. Oh, did it bleed through? No.
Yeah, it
We
did.
heard a little bit.
Sorry. I have it running on my other my tablet.
But how are you doing tonight, Adam?
Oh, well, I'm glad it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Today's technically my Monday.
Oh,
And it is my Sunday because I go to work tomorrow night.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Wait, Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
What we
Thursday,
need to do is
Friday,
get
happy days.
enough people that we have one. Each person has a different day represented by Friday.
Friday's my Thursday. Well, Friday's my Friday.
Yep. Friday's my Friday. Friday's my Thursday. Friday's my Wednesday. Friday's my Tuesday.
Yeah, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere around the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's a Friday somewhere. So
Happy hour.
It's someone's Friday somewhere. But
One of these days.
How are you doing, Tyr?
I'm doing grand. I'm running a bit behind today. Just woke up really tired and had kind of a lazy day since waking up. So I am just now barely starting to do the prep work for my dinner.
Wait, what are you gonna cook?
I'm just going to do a simple chicken quesadilla today.
That's nice.
Okay, it's okay. A simple quesadilla for like me is like Kraft cheese and corn tortilla and that's about it. What is your simple quesadilla?
Quesadilla.
So my simple
Quesadilla?
quesadilla is I'm going to make a quick salsa. I'm going to toss the cut up chicken thigh meat that I have and give it a quick marinade.
Wait, why would you import chicken from Thailand?
Die.
Thigh.
Oh,
thigh.
my bad.
God damn it.
But yeah, so toss the chicken thigh meat that I have into a bowl, get it in there with some spices, bit of liquid, get it kind of marinated up real quick. Then, like I said, the quick homemade salsa. But otherwise, it's going to be flour tortilla, the meat after I've cooked it up with some onion that I'll toss in with it. And then 2 types of cheese. One's just a general mix, one's just a really nice melting cheese. So the cheese inside becomes really just beautiful, has a good pull.
Ooh.
And then that all gets bunged into flour tortillas, gets crisped up on both sides, and then tossed onto a plate and sliced and eaten. Oh, we'll also probably make a quick crema because that's dead easy.
Oh, I managed to get get it done right, and I for the garlic confit,
Mm-hmm.
and I drained the oil and butter into separate dishes, and I just used my immersion blender to puree it.
So, how fucking good did it smell when you got it set up right?
God. It smelled wonderful. Like my house smelled like a got garlic bread.
Yep. And
So
like I said, you can serve that on damn near anything. So I make sauces with that quite frequently. Like just this past week, I did a really simple sauce for rice that I had with a steak. It
Mhm.
was a spinach, mushroom, comfy garlic, and cream sauce.
You lost me at mushroom. You hadn't. I was there. I was and then mushroom.
I'm sorry, your taste buds are wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Says the man that doesn't like onions.
Hey,
But yeah, the mushrooms, if cooked right, are delicious, umami little bites, and I always cook my mushrooms right.
umami little bites. That kind of sounds like a packaged item.
Sounds
Hey,
Umami
come and
bites.
get some of your umami little bites. I don't
that
know
sounds
why.
like a bad porn. It does. Sounds like
That'd
a
be
really bad porn.
umami bites. It's a different pronunciation there, Tier.
Oh my bad. It sounded similar.
But umami bites, yeah, it does kind of sound like it would be a snack food of some sort.
Yeah. Go to the vending machine.
I'm gonna get me some umami bites.
Yep.
God, they raised the price. Now they're $2.25. What the fuck?
Come on now, that's overpriced for umami bites.
Yeah, dude, that's a little. They're lowering the bite size. This is an outrage.
These bites
This
are
is-
rapidly becoming bits.
Oh shit!
This is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I figured since you started this, I might as well throw in a computer joke.
Wait, what?
These
What-
bites
what?
are rapidly becoming bits.
Oh,
Have you guys heard about how Trump is keeping good with his promises?
okay. Can I just throw it out there and get it out of the way? You see the
Alright.
fucking JFK files?
Yes.
Holy shit!
So it was a
the
third shooter,
fucking
and
guy in the front
Haven't
seat.
yet.
It was the
Oh,
guy in the front seat.
Yeah, and from everything they've shown, we've seen and whatnot. There's a video of the guy. So the first shot goes out. It hits him, and
Yeah.
the guy in the front seat. You see him turn and fire, and then you see you see his head get splattered, and then you
Oh.
see him turn. Yeah, so it was that guy. I was arguing with someone at work today. He's like, what's the point of releasing these the JFK files? Well, it's transparency, and he said he would do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that goes along with one in terms of he said he was going to do it,
Mhm.
just like the pardons.
Yeah.
But with this, it's holy shit. How many times have people said there were multiple shooters? And
Yeah.
that's 100% what happened, and you can see it right there. That guy
Yep.
was the finisher. You know.
So it had to be the guy from the grassy knoll, the guy in the book repository, and then the actual killer was the guy in the front seat.
And Oswald even coming out and saying I was set up and that's why he was killed. Is the key and it's crazy because it's one of those then they had a fucking commission to go over it, and all of it was it was Oswald.
Above board.
Yep.
Again,
That's what happened. And all this time it was don't talk about it. You're crazy if you're talking about it.
Yes, and now you got this information. You all Trump need to do is just let all the state secrets fly and declassify everything and just let everything out in the wind.
Let it all out.
I'm waiting for the Epstein list. That's what I really want to know. I already know.
It's coming.
I know exactly 4 names on that list already.
Did you
The Clintons, Oprah, and Prince Andrew.
Well, hold on. Okay, two pathways. Did you guys see what Trump was saying at the WEF and
The
how
WEF?
he was pretty much like,
Fuck off.
yeah, we're not going to do anything that you guys want us to do, and we're not going to acknowledge anything that you guys want us to acknowledge. We're going to go ahead and do what we want to fucking do, And yeah.
So was Javier Malay. Malay was like that too.
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself.
no, Malay was calling them all pedophiles. He was like,
Yeah.
"You guys are all fucking a part of a cult of pedophiles." And it's like, yes, yes. It's like, holy shit. Finally. No, but the shit. I forgot the other thing. Damn it.
Tell them all to go fuck themselves. You dirty bitches.
Millet has been absolutely hilarious. I love the shit that he does and says thus far. And the part that I love the most is he's doing things that everyone that has been treated as an economic expert for decades says, oh, if you do this, it's going to crash your economy. He does it, and the economy does better.
Oh, right.
And they go, well, that was unexpected, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen someday. It reminds me of, do you guys know about the New Zealand power distribution change where they got rid of the government monopoly in power distribution?
No.
So in New Zealand, this was back in like the 80s. New Zealand was having trouble making sure that its power was actually transmitted to people. Okay. And they had a bunch of regional power distribution monopolies. All of these were regulatory based. So they went, okay, this company in this area is allowed to transmit power within this area. This company in this area is allowed to transmit power in this area. Mm-hmm. Because there's always been this idea of the natural monopoly. Are you guys familiar with what a natural monopoly is?
Yeah, it's the one that doesn't have any of the goofy themes, like Candyland Monopoly and shit.
That is Monopoly au naturel. It's slightly different. So a natural monopoly is a sector of the economy that will naturally lead towards a monopoly, at least in theory. There's a bunch of different things that people will say are destined to become natural monopolies if we ever open them up to the free market. One of the main ones was power distribution. Okay. Because, well, think about it. You can only have so many power lines in a city. You can only have those power lines go in certain areas. So the places that own those power lines, once you have all the power lines in an area, you're done. You're the monopoly, right? At least that kind of makes sense when you think about it that way. Mm-hmm. There's only one problem. So a bunch of governments, rather than actually deal with the natural monopoly arising organically, what they did was they mandated a monopoly. So we've never seen a natural monopoly actually arise. We've seen mandated monopolies. We've seen regulatory monopolies. And New Zealand, following suit with everyone else, went, okay, we're going to regulate our power distribution companies. Okay. So they set up these regional monopolies. They were having trouble. They decided that they would do something different that no one else had done, and they got rid of the regulations that made it regulatory monopolies. So all these companies and more companies that weren't allowed to get into the field before started competing within New Zealand in order to provide energy and provide energy more reliably to everyone that they could at the lowest costs that they could with the best quality service. So the downtime when a power line went down was absolutely slashed by getting rid of these regulatory monopolies. Because rather than it being one company that, well, they'll get to it when they get to it, it was suddenly 20 companies in an area. And if that company didn't get to it, this company would, and they would get the fucking paycheck.
So in other words, it turned into a competing market that people, it incentivized people to get there on time and fast because you gotta get paid. And
So
if you don't get to it, someone else will.
The reliability of the electrical grid, as well as the quality of service when service was needed on the electrical grid, skyrocketed. And when this first happened, people all over the world were going, oh, yeah, it'll start off and it'll look impressive, it'll look good, but then the natural monopoly will take hold and quality of service will sharply decline and we'll have all these issues. So it's a short-term success for long-term pain. That's all they're doing. They're trading short-term success for long-term pain. And then the decade ended. There were more power distribution companies at the end of the decade than there were when this thing first came down. So rather than seeing a consolidation of the market, you saw further fragmentation of the market, meaning there were more people competing. And then the next decade went by, and it still wasn't consolidating into natural monopoly. And then another decade went by, and it still isn't consolidating. And now we're 4 decades hence. And what do you think? Has New Zealand descended into a monopoly of power distribution companies?
Nope.
Exactly, it hasn't. So, something that is used as a classic example of a natural monopoly, a sector of the economy that will always trend towards consolidation, when that was actually tested, it didn't. And Miele has been doing a lot of shit like that, where that wasn't with Miele, because this is dealing with New Zealand, and Miele is not a New Zealander. But he's doing a lot of things in a similar stripe, where there's a bunch of these long considered standard beliefs when it comes to what is good for an economy. That if housing prices are too high, what you do is you have to come out with price controls in order to make sure that people can actually afford the houses. And what Miele did was he came in, housing prices were ridiculous, and he went, get rid of the price controls. And everyone said, oh, this is just going to make this massive surge in prices and no one's going to be able to afford a home. And you're going to have more people homeless, more people destitute. You're going to have everyone in a worse state, and the prices are just going to keep on climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. Do you guys know what happened?
It didn't.
The number of constructions per year skyrocketed after a bunch of regulations preventing construction were pulled. The pricing of housing throughout the country has declined as more constructions were being made in order to meet the demand. And turns out that when you let the market forces do market forces things, you end up with a good outcome, and prices decline and quality increases.
No, I don't. Are you sure?
Thus far, the experiment that Miele has been doing has been showing this.
So is there any empirical evidence of such a matter to happen, sir?
Each time it's been tested, it has worked out that way.
Oh wow!
I want to know what they I want to know what would happen if, say, you did that with like schools. Schools had to compete for federal dollars by getting more parents to enroll kids in.
Yep.
So if your school is like ass and you start, losing parents, you don't get those federal dollars. You need to either up your quality of education or something.
Yeah. Well, have you seen some of these videos of teachers going around saying, "Hey, we're not going to allow ICE to take our students," and it's like, wait, what?
Yep.
Okay, I got a small question. somebody walks in with a gun and says, "This one comes with me." What are you gonna do?
Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I can use this imagery. But are any of you familiar with Elian Gonzalez?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess the imagery is workable. I'm not that old. Haha.
We're just all that old.
Well, yeah. But I think everybody has that image in their head, like you're sitting there like B, and all of a sudden a fucking ICE agent comes in with a fucking AR-15.
All right.
What the fuck is a kid? It's like,
and
that's not happening.
And
I'm gonna say
again,
this.
the thing that's kind of fucked up about Elian Gonzalez is that, as we all remember, he was here, and it wasn't that he was deported back because illegal. It was he was here, his mother went, "Give me back," and we had people go and take this kid and send him back to Cuba.
Now he's a card-carrying member of the party.
Because his mother demanded he come back, despite his father going, "No, this is my fucking son. We're living in America. We have a better life here. This is a much better situation. Are you really going to send my son back to experience communist Cuba?" And the answer was yes. Yes, we are.
Well, and see, that's what I mean, though, is they are looking at trying to find. They already started with the lady who found out that the chat application, or the whatever, the PBC, whatever, the application to be able to cross over, that they were all canceled, and she was crying, and she was like, "I didn't know that it would be canceled," and all this, and it's like, yeah, and they're focusing on that. And I think there was another, I think it was one of the news channels. They're showing a place in Mexico where they're holding people who were gonna cross over, but they can't because now the border's closed. So
because now we have the stay in Mexico again.
Yep.
So,
that still drives me crazy that it was ever canceled. Do you guys know what the terms of, because asylum is something that's internationally regulated?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what the terms in order to
next safe country
asylum? Yes, you have to stop at every safe country that you pass through and go, "Can I stay here?"
Wait a minute. It's not I could just hold my hand in the sky and say, "I want to be asylumed to Japan," and then I can get teleported there?
No.
You have to,
for asylum.
You escape one country into the neighboring country, and the neighboring country's safe for you. You have to then go, "Hey, can I stay here?" If they say yes, fantastic. You stay there. You're now living in that country. If they say no, then and only then can you go one country over from that and go, "Hey, can I stay here?" If that's, again, a safe country. And they will then decide. And if they go, yes, you can, you stay there. Every country that you pass through that is a safe country, you have to apply. And you can't just keep on going for no fucking reason. You have to have a valid reason to leave one country to go to the next.
Problem is they don't respect that shit.
Yep.
Again, that's why I'm all for banishing them back to their third world. Send them all
Honestly, what Tyr just said, on that principle alone, it's like, yeah, why do I want somebody like that in my country?
See,
and hey, this is coming from a brown and a black man. So, what the fuck? Like,
And I have
it
a
makes
more
no
amusing
sense.
way of dealing with it that I really wish was something that we would consider.
What's that?
That instead of just sending them back to where they came from, because, well, they know how to get here from there, they proved that once before. Any country that says that our immigration system is inhumane
Can take them.
they go on a dartboard or
Dude, I
on
like
a Wheel of Fortune-esque wheel. And then we either throw a dart with a blindfold on or give the wheel a spin.
I like that idea.
And wherever that lands is where this particular person gets deported to.
Do you remember? Do you remember the spin the wheel from Price is Right, the big wheel?
Yep.
Just have them go there. Why don't you go give that a yank? Just one big old yank.
Yep. And it would have good countries on it. It would have really shit countries on it.
Yep.
It would be countries that, again, have criticized our immigration policy because, oh, okay, our immigration policy is inhumane. Well, that must mean that yours is far more civilized.
Yep.
So we'll allow you, in your caring and tender way that you've said that we lack, to provide for these people and make sure that they are taken care of in the way that you believe that they should be. Oh, you don't want to be on our wheel? What? Why don't you want to be on the wheel? These are people that need a place to go, according to you. It's inhumane to send them back, according to you. Oh, you don't want to be on it? Strange.
Sucks to
Dreadfully
be you.
strange, that, isn't it? The
Hey,
moment that it comes and you might have to foot the bill, you might have to be the one who takes on these people that aren't supposed to be there. Suddenly you have a change of heart.
And on the opposite side of the mouth, they'll say, we don't have to take a look at the homelessness that we already have from our citizens and veterans. Let them figure out how they're gonna house themselves or figure out how they're gonna eat. No, if you're illegal and you cross the border, let me make sure that you can take care of yourself.
See,
I had to explain it to a coworker of mine like this. She had kids, right? And I'm like, all right, you have kids. All right. They're hungry and there's only one apple and you can split it 4 ways because you have 4 kids. But you don't eat. So what are you going to do? She said she's going to split the apple with the kids. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I come over and before you can split the apple, I just take it and eat it myself and toss you the core and walk the fuck off. That's a dick move. Illegals. There you go.
And the thing is that homelessness is a bitch and a half to solve. And
Yeah.
I know that it's a bitch and a half to solve because part of the reason why homelessness is as big of a problem as it is because we allow it to be, and we allow it to be by trying to be compassionate. And it's one of those problems that as long as you're trying to be too compassionate towards it, you will make it worse. Because rather than going, okay, you're homeless because you have these mental health situations, rather than going, okay, so we're going to send you to a place that you're going to spend the rest of your life or until you reach a point where you can take care of yourself. And we can call these, I don't know, something like an asylum. Well, asylums had all these issues. We need to get rid of asylums. No, we should have just fixed the problem rather than getting rid of the asylum because asylums have a fucking use. And they, when they were doing well, did an amazing job. The problem is what we did was we did the same thing with asylums that we've done with prisons. Prisons have a use. Prisons do a really good job when they're maintained properly. The problem is that you need to have the right staff to offender ratio. And what we did was staff to offender ratio started shifting more and more and more and more towards offenders. And the same thing happened when it came to asylums. So asylums, they have an optimum staff to resident ratio, where if you have the right number of staff to the right number of residents and you have the staff getting paid sufficiently, you can be choosy who gets employed there. And you can make sure that people are treated well. If you have too many offenders in a prison and not enough officers, then you become short-handed and you end up trying to fill the gap, but they're being overworked because you have too many offenders, not enough guards to actually keep proper tabs on the number of offenders, and shit starts to be able to happen that would have never happened had you had the proper number of guards. Same thing happened in asylums. Horrendous shit started happening between the residents of asylums because, well, you didn't have enough people working there in order to keep tabs on all of the people that were at the asylum, so they would do shit to each other that they shouldn't have been fucking doing. And then not only that, but the wages didn't keep up when it came to the amount of work that they were having to do. So you had fewer people interested in doing the job at every point. So you had fewer people there, which meant that you had even more problems, which meant that you had fewer people. And then you also had desperate attempts in order to maintain staffing. So rather than doing what actually works in order to maintain staffing, increasing the compensation in order to get more people that look at the job and they go, yeah, for that amount, I can do that. What they started to do was they dropped the requirements. So you had less trained people. You had less qualified people taking care of more people without as many eyes to make sure that everyone was being treated appropriately. So shit started happening where you had staff members that were doing fucked up things to the residents, and you had the residents doing fucked up things to each other. So they ended up these hellholes. But when you look back, we had periods of time where we had asylums that were staffed appropriately. There was a big one, I want to say it was in West Virginia, where it was a remarkable place by the records. And it's not just the records of the local area, but first-hand accounts from people that spent their lives there. Because what it did was it went, okay, we have some patients that they can't deal with society at all. So we have to keep those patients in a safe environment and try to work with them on what their various mental issues were. They had other people that they just weren't able to take care of themselves. But if you gave them a task, they could go and do the task. So what they did, they were someone that would function if there was oversight of them and someone was there to go, okay, when was the last time that you took a bath? Oh, okay, so you haven't taken a bath in 3 days. You need to go take a bath. Okay, and they would go take a bath. And with those people, what they would do is, if they were on the higher end of functioning in that spectrum, they would work with that person to go get jobs in the local community. So you would have school janitors, for instance, might be one of these fairly high functioning to a certain degree, but not high enough to actually take care of themselves to another degree. Patients going out and working in the community, being school janitors. So they would go, they would clean up the messes, and they would be given clear instructions of, yeah, when you see a mess, you clean it up, and they'd go, oh, okay. And they would be able to do that. And they'd be able to figure out how to clean up different messes as long as they'd been shown once or twice before. And the result was you had a bunch of people that when the asylum was closed down, they kind of hung around near the asylum going, but I need help.
What do I do?
What do I do? And this is one of the reasons why prisons are as crowded as they are now, rather than having these specialized mental health facilities that we need to have, because there are going to be people who are not mentally competent, or worse, who are malign due to psychological issues, that without these mental health facilities that they could reside in, what will happen is they go out into society, they have something go wrong, they stop taking care of themselves, then eventually they spiral out of control to the point where they get picked up. They then have committed a crime of some sort, they get sent to prison. In prison, when they first get in there and they're being given directions and, okay, this is when you eat, this is when you sleep, this is when you go here, you need to take these meds, they're doing fine. When they're given a little bit more freedom, because you aren't allowed to force offenders to take their medicine constantly, at least not in prisons, they end up going off their med. And they go from a rather reasonable, rather simple, but on the whole decent person in the prison to being a raving fucking lunatic. And then they spiral, they end up in segregation, they continue to spiral. Eventually it reaches a point where medical is willing to say, okay, you know what, we have to give them their meds. They get their meds, and they're back and they're fine. And then they're put back in Gen Pop, and they're kept on a cycle of, this is when you do this is when you do this, and they're doing fine, and then they're given a bit more freedom, because as you behave well in prison, you're given a little bit more leave, you're given a little bit more ability to decide what you want to do and when you want to do it, within reason. There's still the hard limits. And they go off their meds. And it's just this vicious spiral. If you want to fix homelessness, a good chunk of that is mental issues. We need to bring back asylums. We need to make sure that they're properly staffed. That means that we have to pay the staffing for these asylums to actually have high enough quality. While we're at it, stop just making various bullshit HR departments in prisons. Pay the correction officers more so that we can have enough people that are in the facility as correction officers to maintain quality of correction officers and make it so that our prisons are a lot safer and a lot nicer than they are currently. Because
do you think this is something that the Doge could handle?
The Department of Efficiency? Oh, the Department of Efficiency could handle part of this. Because I said that we need to stop just making bullshit HR departments.
Yeah.
I mean, but that...
The Department of Government Efficiency would absolutely be able to go, hold on a second, why do you have an HR department? The Department of Professionalism, the Department of Policy, the Department of Policy and Professionalism, the Department of Policy and Professionalism in the Workplace, the Department of Professionalism in the Workplace, the Department of Policy in the Workplace, the Department of Policy in the Workplace and Professionalism in the Workplace.
Hold on.
Departments.
Well, hold on. Just to give people an idea, each of those departments, how many people do you think are working in each of those?
Oh, I can give you a overall number for those who don't know or who have forgotten. I was
just to give an idea. I mean, this
correction officer for a period of time. The prison that I worked at, again, maximum security correction facility. The staff to offender ratio, when you're counting everyone that works at the prison as staff, that isn't including swampers. Swampers are offenders that are allowed to work as part of janitorial services.
Okay.
But everyone that is not a resident of the prison that is working at the prison. That's what I mean when I'm talking about just the staff numbers. The offender to staff ratio was something like 3 or 4 to 1. That sounds really nice, doesn't it? Having 3 to 4 offenders for every single staff member. Sounds like there's a lot of people there working in the prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the correction officer to offender ratio was? Or the offender to correction officer ratio, rather.
At least what? 50 to 1?
Yeah, it was 50 to 1. So
wow, that was a
guess
on my part.
Every one correction officer that we had in the prison, we had about 50 offenders.
Okay.
So where are you finding all these other numbers then?
So where are all the people that bring us down to that nice 3 to 4 to 1 ratio?
Yeah.
They were in education. That makes sense. You should have education as part of your prisons.
Yeah.
But education had maybe a fifth the size of the staff as the correction officers.
I mean, I don't know, unless they have the kind of curriculum that you're seeing in some of the schools around America nowadays. I don't think prison inmates need to know how to properly. Wait, never mind.
So, in the education system for the prison that I worked at,
I'm listening, guys. I'm just gonna make me a cup of tea.
Had everything from remedial education
one.
down to like first grade, all the way up to graduate and postgraduate level work.
Yeah, no, I was. Yeah,
so there were people that got degrees while in prison.
Yeah, and that's important. There's people who got like law degrees in prison too. So wait, what other areas were they spending money on though?
So we had the correction staff, we had education, we had, of course, our general janitorial staff. Again, not including the swampers that worked behind the security, but we had sections of the prison that were outside the security line, and we had janitorial staff that would go and clean those areas. We had maintenance people. That, again, makes absolute sense. We had medical staff. That, again, makes absolute sense. You have a bunch of people. You need to have nurses and doctors and shit like that on hand. We had the finance department. So they made sure that the money going in, everyone got paid, including the offenders, because every offender that worked within the state was paid by the prison system.
Side note, I believe California is deploying that type of system right now in the fires.
Yep. And for the prison that I worked at, we had a bunch of different shops that you could work at. So the highest paid of the shops that we had was dubbed Balloon Shop. Because the way that it worked was if a product that you were making in the shop was sold to the general public, then the minimum that you could be paid was minimum wage.
Ooh.
So
wait, federal minimum wage?
Federal minimum wage.
Okay.
But again, considering that you have all your room, all your board taken care of, you pay nothing for that.
Yeah.
So that money is entirely just spending money. You don't have anything that comes out of that because your medical's taken care of, your housing's taken care of, your food is taken care of. So all the major expenses that you normally have to go, well, minimum wage isn't all that much. No. Minimum wage is a fuck ton when you don't have to pay for any of your necessities.
Yeah.
So that was just 24, 26K a year that you got to keep. And because that was all your earnings, you paid next to nothing in taxes. So you weren't really paying taxes. You weren't paying room. You weren't paying board. You weren't paying medical. So that was a good amount of money when you're getting that wall in prison. The other shops would pay less. Balloon Shop was one of the ones that, in order to qualify for that, you had to have the product that you were making was something that was sold to the outside world, and your work had to be transformative. So, for instance, if you were just getting a bunch of balloons and sticking them in a plastic bag, that didn't count as transformative work, but our balloon shop had people that were, I believe we had people designing artwork for balloons that then would get sent off, and it would be determined whether or not they wanted to keep it, as well as people that would actually paint the balloons in order to get whatever artwork we wanted on the balloons. So that was transformative work. Best paid shop.
Wow.
We also had a metal shop, which that normally wasn't going to the general population. So those products weren't sold directly to consumers. Those were typically, they would be making scaffolding, and then they would give that to various like DOT projects, shit like that. So they would be making things, but it wasn't being sold to the general public, so it wasn't given the same pay rate. Theirs was about a quarter of that, which again, you aren't paying for anything else. It's money. It's decent money for not having to pay for anything. Then we had a wood shop. Some of that was sold outside, so they got paid minimum wage at least. And again, it's at least, not at most. So the longer you worked the job, the more you got paid. Also, the better your quality of work, the more you got paid. Then we had a, we just called it the flat pack shop, which that wasn't what it was actually called. That was just the name that everyone gave it, because what they did was every bit of flat pack furniture that the state purchased for any department, for any office, for anything, was assembled by prisoners. So rather than your office gets a new flat pack chair and someone at your government office is sitting down with the IKEA instructions, no, they sent that to prisoners. So someone in prison was looking at the IKEA instructions going, son of a bitch, do you see screw C?
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So, a bunch of different shops in every prison. Each prison had different shops that they did, but like I said, there were these rules of how much each shop would get paid as its minimum. So there were more sought after shops, less sought after shops, but we would have financing for both that side of the prison as well as the day-to-day operation of the prison would have its own finance group. They were kept separate. We had the HR staffing, which, like I said, there are about 6 different HR departments in every single prison in the state.
Right. Okay. First, I gotta say, you pretty much nicely, well, we're going into it, but nicely described of the economic system prison system. So
Mhm.
thank you. That was pretty cool.
It's something that a lot of people don't know about, and you'll hear a lot of people say stupid shit like, "Oh, we use slave labor in prison."
No, we don't.
In the state that I work in,
you're getting paid.
every single offender that works gets paid. They also get additional privileges.
And I'm sure it would help with their sentence too.
Yep, which is part of the additional privileges. So if you are working a job, you're more likely to get good time.
Yeah. So I mean,
time off, shit like that. You get additional flag time. You get additional perks. You get additional visiting hours. You get additional time at the rec center. You get shit like that. So there are a bunch of perks that you would get. You'd get paid, which gave you access to even more perks because we had Canteen. It was this sort of prison store that people could buy shit that they wanted. So if you wanted food that wasn't at Chow Hall, like you wanted to get ramen and candy and chips and shit like that, then you could get it from Canteen. So if you were working a job in one of the prisons, you were getting paid. Also, you had to apply to get the job. You weren't just given a job. Long gone are the days of you're at Sing Sing working the gravel pit. You're now actually applying to jobs. You can also, if you were in schooling, you got paid to attend your classes.
Okay. So you got paid for good behavior.
Yep. And that was the way that it was justified. It was incentivizing good behavior, because if you incentivize good behavior, guess what? You get more good behavior. So
That's something people don't understand nowadays.
Yeah. So the halls that tended to have the least issues were we had two main industry and education halls. One was almost entirely industry. The other one was about half industry, half education. And those cell holes were the ones that were the most loath to do anything. And those were the holes that there's only one hole that was more peaceful, and that one was the smallest hole, which was our drug rehab hall. And our drug rehab hall, if the rehab program found out that you found out that someone else was doing shit that they shouldn't do, and you didn't tell anyone, you were out.
Wow.
And a lot of people that were in that rehab program, it was a condition of their early release.
Okay.
So if you were going to get kicked out of the program because you didn't go, hey, so-and-so smuggled shit in their ass, then you'd get kicked out and you'd have to stay in prison longer. Yeah, people tended to come forward and go, hey, I don't know what it was about, but so-and-so was doing this over there. I'm going to go now. Other. Yeah, they'd police each other. And you'd get a lot of policing in the industry and education holes as well. Because if their hole caused problems, it was possible that their hole could be thrown on lockdown, and then they wouldn't be able to work, and they might lose their job because they aren't able to work that day. So the industry holes and the education holes were really good at going, okay, there's shit going on, don't worry about it, it's getting handled.
Okay.
And an offender would walk off. A couple moments later, that offender and another offender would come back, and he'd be standing next to the other offender, and the other offender would be going, okay, so I was making hooch. Okay.
I mean, again, it keeps everybody fairly, honest, if you will.
It incentivized actions that we wanted to see from the offenders.
Yes.
Which made our jobs easier, which was one of the reasons why I never heard much complaint over education and industry. There was only one time that I heard complaint over industry, and that was because higher ups were doing stupid shit with it that was really pissing off the corrections staff. But that's a story for another time because it goes a bit too much into detail.
Oh, come on. You can't tease us like that.
Well, it involves someone's death, so I don't think
Oh,
it's
okay.
really
Well, yeah, never mind.
Okay.
a good topic.
Perhaps a different, yeah.
Yeah,
I
That's
agree.
a story for another time.
different venue, different time. Exactly. But like I said, a good chunk of the prison staffing was in the HR departments. And again, there were 6 of them.
Again, why?
Because every time that someone in the government realized, hey, we're having problems with the prisons, rather than increasing the pay of correction officers in order to get more people willing to become correction officers, or doing anything that would be even remotely related to what they were trying to fix, they would instead go, let's make a new office. Because the thing is that there's a lot of people that don't like prisons, they don't like correction officers. So going to your constituents and going, what we're going to do is we're going to raise officers' pay by 25%. That isn't going to be popular with a chunk of the population.
Okay.
So instead of doing that, they would go and make a new HR department in order to take care of the problem. So they would make the Office of Policy, because clearly it was a policy issue that was causing these issues, and that wouldn't do anything. So they'd make the Office of Professionalism, and that didn't do anything. So they'd make the Office of Policy and Professionalism, and that didn't do anything. So they'd make the Office of Professionalism in the Workplace, and that didn't do anything. They'll make the Office of Policy in the Workplace, because where the fuck else do you have policy other than in the workplace? But that didn't fucking happen. And the thing was that they never got rid of the previous offices. So it would just be a new office with new staff working the same fucking job.
So essentially, it's just them fucking recycling people.
Oh, it wasn't
Give themselves
recycling.
fancy new names.
Well, adding
Recycling
to the
would have
army.
been increasing, or would have been just firing the people in one office and then making a new office and hiring those people back on. That wasn't what was happening. What was happening was all these offices were running at the same time in every single prison.
Yeah, and that kind of explains a lot of the videos you're seeing of these people who are like, now I have to go and commute back to DC. I'm not going to go to any local shop and eat there because fuck you. I have to go back to. It's like, dude, what were you doing then?
Yep.
So Rotten put in his Twitter a picture, a screenshot of somebody complaining from TSA that they had to go back to work, because of Trump's mandates. All federal workers now must be back in the workplace. Makes fucking sense.
I'm really confused. A TSA worker is
Headquarters and stuff. Headquarters.
Okay, that makes more sense because I was getting the mental image of someone going, "Oh yeah, I'll just do remote viewing of all the bags." Just
But yeah,
running along this section. I'll just astro project here.
yes. But like I said, oh boo fucking who, I have to actually do my job now. Woe is me. Woe is me.
Yeah, it's infuriating. And there's certain jobs that, yeah, I understand having certain jobs work from an office. Sure. There isn't really a need to have every position work from an office. But complaining that jobs in general have to work from an office, or going, hey, we're calling everyone back, and then going, okay, I understand that I was called back. Is there any chance that I could be one of the positions that's considered for work from a alternate location? Because this is what I'm doing every day. This is the work that I was able to do while we were not working from the office. This is the amount that I'm able to do while working at the office. You see Janice over there? She talks my fucking ear off all the time. It drives me fucking crazy, and I don't get as much work done. Can I please just be allowed to work from a different location? That, sure. But going, well, we shouldn't have to come back to our offices. Okay, give me a good reason why. Well, because we shouldn't. I said a good reason. Don't just whine. Give me actual reason why your job shouldn't have to come back to the office. And don't throw a temper tantrum if it is said that you have to come back to the office. Try to explain it. Try to justify why you should be allowed to work from an alternate location other than your office. If it's a good fucking one, sure. You'll probably, at least in a reasonable sense, you would probably be able to figure out a way of explaining it and being able to work from home. Because if you're able to go, hey, yeah, this is my job, this is how much work I can get done from home, it's more than I get done when I'm in the office. Also, you save on office space. That seems like something that you would probably be able to convince someone of.
Yes.
But I have a feeling that the vast majority of shit like that is going to be... what was the one company that everyone got up in arms because they fired like 3/4 of their HR staff?
Twitter?
Before Christmas?
Twitter?
It wasn't Twitter, it was a different company. But it was a couple years ago that this happened, where people flipped the shit about it, and it was all because the management had changed at the company. So with the new manager, he decided to kind of run an experiment and did an audit of people's work and how much time the work actually takes versus how much time they reported it took. And he found out that 75% of the HR department was putting in 40 hours or more a week.
And not doing the work.
And they were averaging 2 hours a day.
Did they say what they were doing?
They put in their time card. They didn't really have any justification for why there was a discrepancy of, well, you put in for 40 hours and the work that you actually did was 2 hours each day. So the employer went, okay, we're going to fire you because you've been stealing from the company for an extended time given again, you put in for 40 hours and you did 2 a day. You did 14 hours and put in for 40. That's clear theft. But people got pissed off because it was heartless. It was right before Christmas. How could you fire these people right before Christmas? And I'm going,
it was easy.
The fact that it was Christmas, yeah, it sucks, but how could they, for however much time, they were more than doubling, almost tripling their estimated amount of work. Oh, yeah, it was actually more than quadrupling because they did 14 hours, but no, that would be saying that they worked 7 days a week. These people were working 5 days a week. They did 10 hours because they did 2 hours a day and reported that they were doing 40. So they were quadrupling their actual amount of work and taking paychecks for that entire quadrupled amount without any thought of, geez,
I didn't
don't
earn
think
this.
This is what should be done. This feels like it might be wrong. There was no thought of that, so fuck them.
Yeah, that, doesn't seem right.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't nice that it was right before Christmas. Yeah, sure. But if you notice someone's stealing from you, do you really have to wait until after the holiday?
No, someone's stealing from you, fire them immediately.
Yeah, to me, it's someone steals from you, you go, huh, I see your hand in the cookie jar there. So I'm going to let you go. And that was what was done, but people got pissed off because, it was outrageous. And then, like I said, it was something like 900 people were all on the same Zoom call just for the owner to come on and go, hey, you're all stealing from us. You were lying about the number of hours. All 900 of you, don't clock in tomorrow. Bye.
You're all fucked.
And that was how they got fired, yeah, sure, you can say that was a bit of a dick move, but he had to talk to 900 people. That seems reasonable to me.
I don't think it was a dick move. If you're stealing from me, you don't deserve... No. You lucky I didn't call the police. That's good there.
Yeah.
And you guys, of course, have seen the claims of Elon doing the Nazi salute, right?
He wasn't doing the Nazi salute. He was doing the Roman salute. There was a difference.
He wasn't even doing a Roman salute.
Look, when Elon gets his funny little mustache, I will believe he was Zeke Halen.
He was doing "My heart goes out to you." Grab heart, thrust forward. Grab heart, thrust forward.
That's not what AOC told me. She told me he was Zeke Halen.
Yeah,
he was hailing Hitler.
Turns out that when you watch it, it was "My heart goes out to."
Hold on.
Are you?
Hold on. Who is Zeke? Zeke's dead, babe.
But have you seen Kyle?
No. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that AOC lied to me?
Yeah. Well, no, that requires intelligence. I'm saying that she said something that she heard that was untrue.
I was lied to by my big booty Latina. What am I gonna do?
You know what's crazy is maybe maybe Tyr, you need to go and fix her.
I might need to. Might have to use my penis.
I mean, I was gonna say, like take her out for a coffee and talk to her, and say some positive and
Nope.
uplifting things.
Only way to fix a woman with your penis.
Wikipedia?
With your penis.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, holy fuck, it's a library of dick.
Don't whip your
Fucking hell.
penis.
It's with your penis.
It's
God
the
damn it.
Wikipedia.
It's the Wikipedia.
That's
Oh,
where you
Lord.
get all the knowledge. Give her that knowledge. Oh shit.
I'm going to give her the knowledge, all right. I'm going to give it to her hard and good and long and deep.
Sanguine.
By the time I'm done with her, her teeth will be straight. She won't. Y'all won't be calling her horse face anymore. I will turn her into a great, strong Republican woman.
Hold on, wait.
Her donkey teeth.
Does she have crooked teeth?
Yeah, she has fucked up teeth.
She has fucked up teeth. But I will fix those fucked up teeth from that dick. I will. I don't do this out of malice. I do this out of love for my country.
Is this
What?
Is this true love?
Yeah, it's love for my country. I will fix her with my penis out of love for my country. It's my patriotic duty.
But yeah, it is just very strange. And then people that are looking at single frames of it and going, no, this is clearly a Nazi salute. And then other people going, okay, so is this person clearly doing a Nazi salute, and showing single frames of other similar motions
of like Hillary and Kamala. But I love, wait a minute, I just love how they want to kill the Jews. They want to destroy the Jews, just like the Nazis. But they call people Nazis.
Wait, the Jews?
Yeah, they want to kill the Jews.
Who wants to kill OJ?
They want to kill Dr. Juden.
Well, a lot of people wanted to kill OJ.
Well, OJ's dead now, so you can't really kill. I mean, I could kill him, but I don't want to kill him again.
Yeah, well, don't.
Good news then, the murderer of
Nicole Brown Simpson
and yep, has now passed away.
Yep, they finally got justice. I guess you're gonna have to wait till his life is over to get justice.
Oh no.
Still, just the unmitigated goal of, I didn't do it, but if I did, here's how I would have done it. And it was just a straight summary of what the police said happened.
Yeah.
Look, not everybody was born with the intelligence of yeah. Look, I think he had too many blows from the head in football. That's what it was.
The part that really sucks about it from my perspective, because I didn't fucking know Nicole Brown or anyone like that, is he single-handedly killed Police Squad and the Naked Gun movies.
Yes, motherfucker.
Oh.
Because you couldn't have those without Norbert, and
Norbert, he couldn't play Norbert.
Couldn't be OJ anymore because well, he fucking killed a woman and her boyfriend.
He essentially stopped Leslie Nielsen's career.
At least with good spoofs.
Yeah. Everything else after that was just terrible.
Shitty spoofs, he kept on going for decades.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Why can't we have nice things?
Yeah, why can't we have nice things?
I'm blaming it on you.
Wait, what?
So, this is something that I've been thinking about. What was the last pure comedy movie that you've seen?
pure comedy movie that I've
Not
seen.
an action comedy, not something that is something other than a comedy first. It can be something that is a comedy and then includes other things, like how Naked Gun is a comedy. It isn't anything before it's a comedy, but it's a comedy plus police procedural slash cop movie.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't remember.
Wait, what was the question?
When was the last time that you saw a pure comedy? So something that was a comedy first, not something.
All right, so
add a caveat.
Hold on, give an example.
Hold on.
Me, one of the ones that I remember seeing last was Step Brothers.
Hold on. You got to add a caveat because they just watched Coming to America about a week ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, a movie, when was the last one that was made? Not by...
Hold on, but Coming to America, that's not a pure comedy. That's a rom-com.
No.
It's a comedy first.
It's a comedy first.
No, but it finishes as a rom-com.
Yeah, but I'm saying a comedy...
Look, if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, Coming to America is a rom-com.
I would include The Naked Gun, like I said. Even though Naked Gun, you could argue that, well, it's a police procedural spoof. Well, the core of it is a comedy, and that comedy is told through the spoof.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's the same argument I have with Die Hard.
Well, no,
it just so happens to be around Christmas time.
No, Christmas is essential to the story.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
The
I'm not getting into this
finish
fight.
had to rely on it being Christmas. That's why he had the Christmas packing tape. That's why he was able to do the ho ho ho. I have a machine gun now.
Also,
it was why there was a party.
They could have written it as an anniversary for the corporation or a birthday for the.
And you'd have a different movie.
I'm
not getting into this one.
They had the same thing.
No, you'd have a different movie.
It would have been an infiltration movie, and
no, because the only reason why he was willing to come to that party was it was a Christmas party, and he was going to see his kids afterwards. The only reason that he was there,
that could have been.
And
written,
you would have to change.
That could have been written through.
You'd have to change the. And you have to change the story in order to have him be willing to.
But the core point of the story is that it's a policeman going through a tower of bad guys and stopping the heist that's going on. Because again, they're not stealing Christmas; they're stealing the money from Nagatomi Towers.
So then, according to you, what is it? Final Countdown? No, Overtime. It was Overtime? No, Sudden Death. That's the name of it. Sudden Death is the same movie.
I've never seen the movie.
Sudden Death, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Stanley Cup Finals. There's a terrorist plot. He ends up... A terrorist plot that's originally concealed as a theft that he ends up fighting through the bad guys while the game is going on and saves the day.
Abstaining.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen the movie, so.
And he is also law enforcement. So by the criteria that you gave of what the core of the movie is, it's the same.
Okay. I've not seen that movie, so I'm not going to make an argument either way. If I see the movie, maybe then I'll make it the argument.
Me pull up all the other movies that are grouped under the same category. And see how many of them.
We don't have to do that. We can save this argument for another time because we are live and we don't want to waste people's. We disagree, and yeah.
So, like I said, Sudden Death is one of them.
That
Air Force One the same.
Abstention.
Air Force One
is The Rock the same?
Wait.
Is Under Siege the same?
Are they taking place at Christmas?
No, these are movies that don't take place at Christmas. So if you're saying that the thing that makes Die Hard unique is Christmas, then Christmas is essential.
Well, to be fair, every Steven Seagal movie is the same. Like, no matter what the fuck he's doing, he is not playing the character. He's just playing Steven Seagal playing a character.
Wow.
See, I would say that these are Die Hard-like movies because they take similar aspects, but they tell a different story.
No.
And
Okay.
part of the different story is that the justification of why the events are happening is different.
Okay, my core argument is Die Hard is an action movie based on a police officer who just so happens to be at an area where he is needed to take care of a heist. Now, you can work that with any sort of holiday or anniversary or any sort of
And you'd end up with a movie
would,
that isn't Die Hard.
no. It would be the same as Die Hard.
Okay, so Sudden Death,
wouldn't
Air
have,
Force One,
wouldn't have
Becky,
the Christmas
The
element
Rock,
of it.
Under Siege, Toy Soldiers, Cliffhanger, Passenger 57, The Raid, Con Air are all Die Hard.
Well, they're action movies, sure.
No, they're all Die Hard because if that's what makes Die Hard, then movies that share that are Die Hard.
No. You are. I think this is where you are finding an error, sir. I'm not saying that these movies are Die Hard. I'm saying Die Hard is an action movie that could have worked with any sort of holiday or
No, it would have been a different
event.
movie.
No,
It would have been an essentially
very
different
well
movie.
It very well could have done it. In my opinion, you could disagree with me. That's okay. But I'm saying, in my opinion, it could have worked at a different holiday, different scenario, and you still could have had the same movie of a heist going on in a tower and a police officer being at the scenario where he's off duty, but he's working with outside cops and he's trying to solve this hostage situation. That's an entirely different movie. You could take Christmas out of it, and you could still have Die Hard. That's what I'm saying.
You have a different movie.
No, and again,
yes,
that's
when
no,
you change the justification for a character, you've changed the movie.
No. Again, you could work the storyline of the character's direction
and you would have
into
to
it.
change the character in order to get the justification to work for what you're trying to do. Because if you make it just a celebration of the anniversary of the company, McClane, as shown, would not show up to the anniversary of a company.
No, but it could have been he went there and he just so happened to be there for the celebration of his daughter, and it just so happens he's going there to be at the fucking place for it, dude. It could be written. I'm not saying that
and you have a different movie because now you're changing sufficient parts of the story that it is not the same.
It is
once you change the motivations of a character, you end up with a different character.
All of a sudden, you run into the same movie where it's
you
police officer going around trying to take out the terrorists.
Air Force One, Sudden Death. I can name the movies again and again because they all end up with the same thing of it's
get off my plane.
Leo of some sort. The one that you could argue is different is Air Force One because it's a president, so does he count as a Leo? But in Sudden Death, in The Rock, in Under Siege, in Toy Soldiers, in Cliffhanger, in Passenger 57, in The Raid, in Con Air, you have someone who is a Leo that is trained sufficiently to handle the situation and finds themselves in a situation where there's a terrorist plot, or what seems to be a terrorist plot that is actually hiding something else, that he uncovers and he ends up being able to undo through his tenacity and by working with a outside force. So if that's what you define as being the essential for Die Hard, and you're saying, well, you could end up with telling that story by changing everything else about the story in order to get the characters to end up being willing to be in the situation because you're changing the characters. Okay, how are these movies not Die Hard? Because they meet your sufficient criteria.
First off, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm not trying to categorize a definition of a Die Hard movie. I'm fine with the idea of a Die Hard movie. These are Die Hard-like movies.
I
am saying Die Hard. Once you strip away this is the last thing I'm going to talk about because I do agree with Rotten. Rotten does say it'd be similar but not the same, and yes, I agree. And this
which means that it's a different movie.
Hold on, no.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. It's a fucking different movie. Hold on.
In order to have Die Hard,
hold on. But what you are misunderstanding is when you take away the Christmas aspect of it, it is just an action movie. It's an action, and yes, okay, whatever movies you want to toss on there. Oh, okay, it's a Die Hard movie.
And when you take away the Christmas aspect of the Grinch, you have a heist movie and a comedy.
No, because Christmas is at the core of it. That's the difference of it.
No, you can do it about any other holiday, and you could still have him steal all the decorations of a Halloween. You could have him steal all the decorations of Thanksgiving.
Sure. But then there'd be a Halloween movie. Like wouldn't
it just be a movie that takes place at Halloween that's actually a heist movie about this green fuck on the mountain?
But the core of it is he's taken away the Halloween decorations. Again, that is a core of it. He's
taking away holiday decorations. He can have it be any other holiday.
John McClane, the people who are attacking Nakatomi's tower, they're not trying to do it because they don't.
Girls, you're both the ugliest pig in the fleet.
Shut up, Tyr. You didn't want to fucking sit there and fucking talk about it. Now don't fucking interrupt. So Nakatomi Tower, it was not about. They didn't rob it. It was an opportune time because of the Christmas timing. Yes, but they didn't do it because they hated Christmas. They didn't do it because they were like, oh my God, I don't like Christmas anymore. I gotta fucking. No, they did it because of an opportune time. It's a siege movie. Dude, that is at the core. That's what it is. You can say just because it has a fucking Christmas coding doesn't mean it's like, oh yeah, there's 100% it's a Christmas movie. No, you can watch it during Christmas. Awesome. I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying, for me, my opinion, I don't see it as a Christmas movie. I see it as an action movie that has Christmas elements. You could work it with other things.
And you would have a different movie. Which you already said. Yes, you would have a different movie.
Yes, you would have a different movie. Oh. Okay.
So in order to have Die Hard as Die Hard, Christmas is an essential feature.
No.
Because if you have it as something, if you change the story in order to have it not be Christmas, you end up with a different movie, as you've said twice now.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Spurg, if you want to go this route, if it's not 100% to what the book was written, then yes, it is not Die Hard.
Actually, the original book.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That's what we're fucking, dude. That's again, we're fucking.
I don't think
at this point we're fucking, dude. At this point, we're fucking picking fleas out of our fucking hair, dude. The movie at its core, what we're talking about with Bruce Willis, it's a great movie. Because you can watch it during Christmas. It'd be a great Christmas flick to watch because it has Christmas themes. But me personally, I think. My opinion.
I will agree.
It is just an action movie with a Christmas flair.
The
Damn,
Die Hard
cool.
movie is absolutely not Nothing Lasts Forever. Nothing Lasts Forever is the name of the book. They are different. I will absolutely agree with that. Because they had to change things from Nothing Lasts Forever in order to get Die Hard. And you'd have to change things in Die Hard in order to get Nothing Lasts Forever.
Again, you're both you're both beautiful and unique snowflakes, and it's no need to fight.
Die Hard is always a reason to fight.
I've learned to accept that my opinion of that movie is kind of irrelevant because it is a Christmas movie.
Yes.
And as much as I don't like to admit it, it is a Christmas movie.
Yep. No, Die Hard 3, not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Die Hard 3 is not a Christmas movie, but the first two Die Hards are definitely a Christmas movie because it does happen. The second one does happen around Christmas.
Yep. With the same justification for why he's where he is.
And you were both wrong.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. It's like
Die
assholes.
Hard is not Nothing Lasts Forever, as we've already agreed. And Nothing Lasts Forever is the book, by the way. I had to double check because I was almost positive that the book was not called Die Hard.
Dude, the fact that you had to look just proves my point. Holy shit.
Again, they're good movies.
It doesn't
I like them.
prove your point at all. It was something that I wanted to double check before I said it. Because even if it was still called Die Hard, I could say, yeah, Die Hard book is a different story, which it is. Die Hard the movie doesn't have McClane brutally murder the female terrorist at the end. It doesn't even have the female terrorist.
Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah, Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe. The sequel to The Detective, which is also a movie, by the way. And originally they wanted to do the movie for Nothing Lasts Forever with the same actor. Do you know who the actor was?
Who?
Sinatra.
Really?
Yep. Sinatra was the original actor for The Detective. And it was meant to be years later, which it would have ended up being years later, when they wanted to make the movie. They originally wanted to have it be Sinatra. They couldn't get it to be Sinatra. Then they went through rewrites and rewrites and rewrites in order to make it be a younger actor because they couldn't think of anyone else, and they decided if we can't get Sinatra, fuck it, it's going to be its own standalone. So they rewrote it to be a younger character.
Okay.
And have a different general flow of the story. So in the original one, like I said, at the very end of Nothing Lasts Forever, he basically tortures a female that was part of the terrorist group to death because his daughter ends up dying in the process of the story. So he goes from, I'm going to get myself and my daughter out of this alive, to no one's making this out alive. I will make sure all of these sons of bitches pay. So it's a very dark story.
I did not know that.
Being happy, hero gets the girl and goes home. The hero and his wife have been divorced for decades. I think his ex-wife has died at the point when the story takes place. His daughter is at this event, and during the event, or during the party, terrorists take over the building, and he ends up fighting his way through. As he's doing so, his daughter is murdered, and he goes on a vengeful rampage.
He went on a rip-roaring time.
And if I remember correctly, he ultimately dies of his wounds.
A rip-roaring time adventure. All right.
Oh, and the book also takes place at Christmas.
Okay, I guess Christmas is essential to the plot of that.
But yeah, it's an interesting read, especially if you've ever read The Detective.
Okay.
Which is a good book in and of its own right. And again, you can also watch the movie for The Detective. And that was part of the interesting thing between the two, because The Detective is realistic but fairly hopeful as it's going through.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one being after everything has happened, after decades of dealing with all the shit that the hero saw, this is what's become of him.
Just switch topics quickly.
Go ahead.
Fuck. Sorry. Did you see the guy that fuck Trump? Yeah, love you, Joe Biden, love you, Obama. The Haitian migrant.
I don't think I did.
Maybe I can pull it up really quickly.
You gotta find the video because it's funny.
It fucking is.
It reminded me of that old meme of the one, I think it was a lady who was going into the cop car, and she's like, "Hey, represent, love you, mama."
Nah, it reminds me of, get your hands off my peanuts.
Well, that too.
Enjoying a succulent Chinese dinner?
No, enjoying a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Ah, yes. I see you know judo well.
Are you here to receive my flaccid penis?
Hey, this guy just touched me on the penis. This is democracy manifest.
That dude's a fucking classic. I love that.
Shame he died. Oh.
Yep.
Wait, he died?
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh shit.
Yeah, hey, this guy just touched me on the penis, sir.
Well, he was on the older side in the 90s, and it's been 30 years.
That is true.
All right, it's not the direct thing. It is, let's see, let's share this one. Bam, 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 bam. Unmute.
Okay.
Let me see. All right, there.
And he has an Interpol red notice out for his arrest.
We are threats to our community.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti. ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, be real. You're gonna make me bomb. It was
Save us, Obama!
what the fuck? Again, is this not a movie that we're watching? Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
This is the best. I think we're living in the best timeline right now. It has to be best timeline. The memes.
It's the best timeline for the memes. I would agree with that.
Oh, and then earlier with the crying lady, but oh, I'm heartless.
But yeah, it's always strange when it's, man, fuck you guys, when it comes to this type of shit, because it's, are you fucking kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
It's kind of like there was one guy, again, going back to my days as a correction officer, there was one guy who absolutely fucking hated, because the entire time that anything was happening, he would always be saying, back in my country, this wouldn't even be a thing. I wouldn't even be in prison. Well, he was accurate about one thing. He wouldn't have been in prison.
He'd be dead.
Yeah. Decapitated, most likely.
Back in my country. Well, why the fuck are you here?
Yep.
That's what I'd be at.
Hold on, it's not even that. It's not even like why are you here? Because you just said decapitate or death is the consequence. So of course, yeah, he'd want to be here. The question is, why are you not straightening yourself up when you are here? Like, why is it that you come here and you want to just live your life like you're back there? It's like, dude, that's why they have the execution, because of people like you. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, holy shit. We don't have that problem because we don't have people wandering around thinking of nasty. Well, we do, but they're at least able to control themselves.
For the most part, guys.
They,
For the most
unfortunately, are highly placed in politics.
Yeah. Well, you know, you give them a suit and tie, a couple of dollar bills, and you know they can take care of their itches elsewhere.
Oh Lord.
That just reminds me of the phrase that power corrupts always drives me insane, because it isn't power corrupts to my mind. It's power allows you to be as scummy as you fucking want.
Power reveals. Hold on. I think it's this way. Power reveals what's already there.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That power just liberates. Power makes it so that you're free to be as scummy or whatever the fuck you would be otherwise. If you give someone who would never go, let me go after that child, power, they aren't going to suddenly go, let me go after that child. The thing is that the people that would think, let me go after that child, when they get power, they go after that child.
Oh yeah, because they know nothing's going to happen to them.
Again, look at the left, the left, right when they were in power. Oh, we're so tolerant and loving, and you know, oh, we got power. Okay, we're just as draconic and cruel as as ever. Like you just revealed who you are when you had power. Instead of being magnanimous and benevolent, you were tyrannical. And you expect your opponent to be that way because you were that way. Oh, well, the moment I got power, I drank deep of the ancient blood and of my enemies, and I consumed their flesh. I expect my enemy to do that. That's all that shit is.
Yeah, if you're in power. You should never think, well, what powers do I want? It should always be, okay, what can I do with the powers that I have, and what powers do I never want my opponent to have?
With the sword of Damocles is a double-edged blade. It is sorry, wrong one. The god-killing sword may be in your hands today, but it is a fickle mistress. It will slip from your hand tomorrow, and it will fall into your enemies, and you will be on its bitter sting.
Oh man, it's stained too. So you're gonna get plagued as you get cut.
No, it's bitter sting. It's bitter bite.
Oh,
It is the one sword that can kill a god, and you
Is
forge
he
it.
willing to sing "Kissed by a Rose" again?
That's not Sting. That's Seal.
Oh yeah, Seal. That's Seal.
Oh, well, wait, Steel sang it?
Seals. Dang it.
Seal.
Oh,
Seal
Seal.
is the black superhero that makes cool
No,
shit.
that's Steel.
I said
Seal is-
Seal. I said
I said
Seal
s-
is the one. And
I said
after-
Seal.
Yes, and I said no. Seal sings it because he
Hold on.
said Steel, and then I was telling him who Steel was.
Wait, Seal is the singer?
Yes.
Seal is the
The
singer
one that-
with the face tattoo.
No, the face scar and
Or
the
face
one
scar.
that
No, that's
the
Mike
one
Tyson.
that. No, that's Seal, and he was married to Heidi Klum at one point.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, yep. He's a dumb bastard.
A dumb bastard, but a
Heidi Klum?
decent voice.
No, I call him a dumb bastard for letting that go.
What the fuck? How? I feel like I should know these names. Because I know Kissed by the Rose.
So if we're going Sting, then will he sing "Do They Know It's Christmas"?
Wait, Seal saying, "Do I know it's Christmas"?
No,
Sting.
Seal
sang-
had only one good song, and that good song was "Kissed by a Rose" because it was on a Batman soundtrack. It was on Batman Returns soundtrack.
Okay,
I thought it
so
was Forever.
Sting saying
No,
it's for
Forever.
Christmas.
For Forever didn't. All right, because was it? I'm pretty sure it was on the Batman Returns.
No, it was Batman Forever. Forever.
It was.
I think
I'm
so.
almost
I think it was,
positive
yeah.
Forever.
I don't think it was one of the Michael Keaton ones. I think it was.
I could swear with the Michael Keaton one. Batman Forever. I take back. I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, if we're talking Sting, will he sing "Do They Know It's Christmas"?
Yeah, did Sting sing that? Do you
Yeah,
remember
Sting
Sting
was
from
one
Dune?
of the
You ever see
Yes, he was Faye Raban.
that?
Sting was one of the musicians that got in on "Do They Know It's Christmas," which
Oh
is
my
a
goodness.
hilarious song. For anyone that hasn't heard "Do They Know It's Christmas," at some point, give it a listen because it was just so fucking weird. And it is one of those songs that you're going, yeah, I get the message that you were trying to make. Did you consider not having the KKK write it though?
Mm-hmm.
Because it gets racist fast in that song.
Oh, nice. You know,
Which
God damn.
it's always good to get straight to the point, you know?
Which is the funny part about that song, because it was meant to be this, well, we really care about Africa. And then, do they even know it's Christmas in Africa? Do they have calendars? Do they understand dates?
Do they have brains? Are they even human there?
Well, they have calendars, but they're from 1993 and they have Bart Simpson on it. So I don't know if it's pretty accurate.
Eat my shorts.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, it's one of those just, what the fuck?
All I want for Christmas is to be a racist. But that's admirable. You don't want to be a racist for Christmas? I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Because yeah, they're singing about Africa, and one of the why am I blanking on the term? I don't know. It's not stanza. Stanza's poetry.
Verses.
One of the verses. One of the verses contains, "There's a world outside your window, and it's a world of dread and fear, where kiss of love can kill you, and there's death in every tear. Christmas bells that ring there are the clanging chimes of doom." God fucking damn. Again, they're talking about Africa throughout this entire song.
Damn.
"Well, tonight
Africa.
we're reaching out and touching you. Bring peace and joy this Christmas to West Africa. A song of hope they'll have this being alive. Why is comfort deadly fear? Why is touch to be scared?"
You know, once upon a time, there used to be songs about just missing the rains in Africa, but
I bless the rains down in Africa.
and we're flagged.
I hear the wild dogs echo in the night.
No, we aren't flagged. That boy can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Whoa!
Fuck you, I can carry a tune.
That sounded beautiful, sir.
Exactly.
Tier, continue your singing.
I'm
still, and you know what? I'm still pushing for karaoke night. What the fuck? We need that.
Shit, we should do we should do Minions karaoke.
Fuck yeah!
Karaoke is fun as shit.
It is.
Doom, doom, boom. I miss the rains down in Africa.
Okay, for a moment there, did anyone else think that he was about to go into a fucking Phil Collins drum solo?
I can feel it coming in the air.
That's what it sounded
now.
like to me.
Hold on. And I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm trying to remember what Phil Collins song it is, but one of them has a fucking weird line like, "I'm coming like a monkey coming down a tree," and I'm just going, what the fuck, when I first saw that in a karaoke.
Wait a minute. I'm currently on ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask it. What's the line? Say the line again. What? Phil
It's
Collins.
"Coming like a monkey down a tree," if I remember correctly.
The lyric of coming.
Hey, as you're interacting with this automaton, add beep boop beep in between certain spacings.
I think it's tonight, tonight, tonight.
I don't care anymore. That's what I'm coming like a monkey down the tree is. I don't care anymore.
It really means he sticks bananas in tailpipes.
Wait a minute. I can't.
Nope, it is definitely tonight, because tonight is I'm coming down like a monkey, but it's all right, like a load on your back that you can't see. Oh, but it's all right. Try to shake it loose, cut it free. Just let it go. Just let it get away from me. Oh, oh, whoa.
Okay, come on. You know what it is. You know what it is. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I had to look it up.
You had to look it up. He busted a nut on the small of her back. And
no, I'm saying I had to look up the song.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew that the "I'm coming down like a monkey" was him orgasming. That was clear.
What? Well, no, that's not clear. How the fuck coming down like a monkey?
Because you just imagine Phil Collins saying it and you go, oh yeah, that's him jizzing.
Well, I don't want to think about Phil Collins when I'm coming down like a monkey.
Well, you shouldn't be thinking about him when you're coming down like a monkey. But
I
if
hope
you
not.
knew that Phil Collins was describing something as coming down like a monkey, and you don't think it's an orgasm, I don't know what's wrong with you.
You know what? if I'm orgasming, I don't want to think about Phil Collins.
Why are you thinking about Phil Collins when orgasming? No one said that you should think about Phil Collins when orgasming.
Well, especially coming down like a monkey.
You don't have to be orgasming in order to hear coming down like a monkey. You just have to have heard tonight, heard Phil Collins say, I'm coming down like a monkey, for you to go, oh, he's talking about sex. He's talking about coming.
No, because now when I orgasm, I'm gonna hear do 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 do.
I can feel it coming in the air at night.
What are you, a fucking
Hold
tree?
on. What?
What? No.
Coming in the air at night.
Cause I'm staring out. Look, I'm over there. I got my binoculars, and I'm watching someone in dress. And like,
You're one of those
what
motherfuckers that if you ever went up Mount Everest, you would lay down and pull your dick out just so that your dick's the highest point on Earth, wouldn't you?
Yes, I probably would.
Oh Lord.
I would climb Mount Everest to say I'm the first guy to come on a stalactite.
Oh, I doubt you're the first guy.
I'll be the first black guy then.
Climb on a stalactite?
Black guys don't climb mountains.
And it would be difficult to do that on top of Mount Everest, considering stalactites are the ones that descend from the ceiling. You're thinking stalagmite.
Select something. It's gonna get a nice coating of tear.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be salagged.
Stalactites hold tight to the ceiling. Stalagmites rise up with all their might.
Ah, see, yeah. You know,
a Nerf penis. There, that's what it is.
Is that a weird geologist thing to say? In a couple like, I'm a stalag on it.
All right,
okay, I'm gonna shut up. Wow. Oh, can we mute?
At least it isn't as weird as being in Genesis and saying that you're coming like a monkey down a tree.
Yes, and we don't have to.
This is the land of confusion, and there's not enough love to go around. This is the land of confusion, and this is the world.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is Genesis Phil Collins?
Phil Collins
And Phil Collins is Tarzan?
I
want to
was
know.
The music behind Tarzan. He wasn't Tarzan.
Yeah,
Well, no,
Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, and I forget the other guy.
Dave Rubin? Oh, that's
Was it Dave Rubin?
And
No, Dave-
everyone knows that the better Jungle Man was George.
George was strong as he can be.
Dude,
George
Dave Rubin
of
was a
the
top show host.
jungle, watch out for that tree.
And that's a... Oh, yeah. It's a Rocky and Bullwinkle character set.
So
What?
going back to the question that I started, what
Yeah.
was the most recent, as in recently made, pure comedy movie that you've seen?
I can't remember because I
Holy
stopped
shit.
watching movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should know how much I'm able to call back to shit, Adam.
Yeah,
I bet you could tell the exact time of date you were born.
I like how you said that so far away from the microphone.
Hey, Sanguine, I got a question for you.
My chicken needed flipping.
I got a question for you,
flip
Sanguine.
them chickens.
On your third birthday, what'd you have for breakfast?
Whoa.
I would say it's probably waffles.
On your third birthday?
Probably. I liked waffles.
On your third birthday.
I liked waffles, and when it's birthdays, we would typically get our favorite meals. So I would have gotten my favorite breakfast. I liked waffles at the time, so I probably would have had waffles.
I mean, I would have
And
said
then my dinner
a
would most
Ghostbuster
likely
cake or something
have
like that.
been shepherd's pie
Only the same one with like a shepherd's pie.
And then it would have been a chocolate cake.
No.
You know what? I haven't had cake in years. Chocolate cake.
Okay, well,
And it might have been a
there's-
chocolate dinosaur cake because I think I had the
what the fuck is a dinosaur cake?
a dinosaur cake. It's a cake in the shape,
Cake in the shape of a
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
Acting like you've never been a child before.
No, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a cake that's in the shape of a dinosaur.
Okay, so it's one of those pan-shaped cakes.
It's one of those cakes that you use a special shaped baking dish. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, like I'd had like a Ninja Turtles one,
Yep. Because
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
know.
think I had the same cake shape my 3rd and 7th birthday, but I could be wrong.
Any of you have the McDonald's birthday cake?
Nope, I haven't.
Ooh, that might have also been the breakfast. It might have been McDonald's breakfast burritos. But I want to say it was probably waffles.
At 3 years old? Holy shit.
I like
Alright, so-
breakfast burritos. They were a rarity.
So, all right, there's a joke. All right, guy goes to this. He's on a trip and he comes across this sign and says, this Indian man can remember anything, asking him he can remember because it's great memory. So, guy checks it out, goes up to him like, so what did you have on your 3rd birthday? I had eggs, and he leaves. 1 year passes, right? And he's back, the same guys in the area, and sees the sign, he goes, you know what? I'm going to give him a traditional Indian ingredient. Walks up to him and goes, how? And he goes, scramble.
Nice.
Dude. I like over easy, to be honest.
Which is perfect. Eggs. All right. Please come back here later.
Over easy is pretty good. I prefer sunny side up.
I prefer sunny side up, but I hate yolk, so I usually butt the yolk or remove it. They have fried eggs, fried whites.
Dude,
What's
if
wrong
you have
with
like
you?
if
A
you
lot.
have like a toast or some breading, you can dip it in there.
Yeah, that's what you do. What you do is you have sunny
I don't
side
like
up,
yolk.
Then when it's on the plate, you bust the yolk with
I don't-
Why?
a piece of
That's why you're
bacon.
so unfunny.
I don't like
You break it
yolks.
with a piece of bacon or a piece of sausage, and then you dip some bread in it with your meat, and it's good.
Oh, dude, yeah. Get
And
a
by
nice
your meat,
coating
I
on
mean
your
the
bacon.
bacon or the sausage. I don't mean going back to Phil Collins. Don't let him come in your eggs like a monkey.
Like a monkey.
You and me, baby, and nothing but mammals. So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Roll it back now.
That is a classic, and it is.
And they
Getting
enjoy
old
their
as shit.
bacon with scrambled.
Keep rolling. Moving now, move out. Hands up, now hands down. Back up. I
Dude,
hated.
now
So
I'm thinking
my
about
cousin.
breakfast. Shit.
So wait a minute. So my cousin, I hated my cousins because they always said that Limp Bizkit was just same guy, like with just one guy. No, the band is Limp Bizkit and the lead singer is Fred Durst. No, that he's Limp Bizkit. No, it's not. The band is Limp Bizkit.
Wait, what?
Limp Bizkit was the band that Fred Durst was the lead singer of.
Tears working through some deep emotional trauma right now.
Oh, okay. Hey, give me 1 second. I gotta go check this toaster real quick. Be right back.
It's like Quest, a Tribe Called Quest had a member named Q-Tip, but he wasn't Quest. He wasn't. It was a shit ton of people. That shit always pissed me off. Like, that's Limp Bizkit. No, that's Fred Durst. Limp Bizkit's the fucking band.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
One of the arguments that drove me crazy when I was younger that I had was I got into an extended argument with my brother over who was the youngest president. And the part that pissed me off was I was right throughout the entire fucking argument because I said it was JFK was the youngest elected president. Teddy Roosevelt was the youngest president. And I kept saying this throughout the entire fucking argument. And then eventually he said, well, let's just look it up. So he looked it up. And he said, see, I told you. Teddy Roosevelt was the youngest president. JFK was just the youngest elected president. You shit! You said the exact opposite. It still pisses me off. He tried to flip it. Tried to see if he could rabbit season, duck season me.
Duck season, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season.
Yep. But I knew what I said. I knew it was Teddy Roosevelt was the youngest president. It's just JFK was the youngest elected president because
Theodore Roosevelt will forever be my favorite president. The Rough Rider himself.
Yeah, Teddy wasn't elected when he was the youngest.
Oh yeah, because McKinley died.
Yep. McKinley died early into his first term. So Teddy was his VP, became president, ran for a second term, won his second term. Then people asked him to run for a third term. He said, no, I've had two. Because I finished out the first one. Then he let Taft have it. Then he got pissed off because Taft was fucking things up to his view.
And he let the commie get in.
He tried to run again. The Republican Party refused to hold a primary.
So he created the Bull Moose.
So he created the Bull Moose. And he about tied with Taft. And they would, if they hadn't split the party, would have easily won. But because they split the party, it became a, like,
Woodrow got in.
Just shy of a third, just shy of a third, just over a third. And Woodrow got in, which was to the detriment of the nation as a whole, and we still haven't recovered from it.
Okay, wait, what did I miss? Who's the nation?
Woodrow Wilson and how he was a scumfuck that fucked up the nation, and we still haven't recovered from it.
Oh yeah, fuck old Woody.
Because effectively, if you think of any of the racial issues that we currently have, they're all due to Woodrow Wilson. Because prior to Woodrow Wilson, there was no federal Jim Crow. Prior to Woodrow Wilson, there wasn't a KKK. At least an existing KKK. The KKK had died out. By the way, did you know that the book and the movie that inspired the
Wait. Isn't Woodrow Wilson the same one who had Birth of the Nation film?
That's what I was just about to bring up.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
The movie that inspired the refounding of the KKK was Birth of the Nation, which Woodrow Wilson screened at the White House after it was getting massive backlash in large chunks of the United States. Also, do you know his other connection with Birth of the Nation?
What? What else?
So, Birth of the Nation, at the very beginning of the movie, quotes his history text. Because Woodrow Wilson had written a history of the United States that. Do you know the interesting thing about Woodrow Wilson's history of the United States?
No.
There's a certain group of people that are almost entirely omitted. Can you think of what group it might be?
Who? I just gotta ask.
I can give you an example of one of the important figures, and let's see if you can guess.
All right.
He removed Frederick Douglass.
Ah, the blacks.
Yep.
God damn it!
Nope.
Jesus Christ! Hold on. I have to show. I'm looking. I was looking on Wikipedia for just following the presidential line of session. I'm not trying to interrupt, but this again. Every time I see this picture, this is the official Wikipedia picture. That I tell you,
The Vigo ass looking painting.
Yes, yes. I'm telling you, years from now, 100 years, we're gonna see that picture going. I am Trump, the Floridian.
Yeah, it is very Vigo the Carpathian.
It is. Oh Jesus.
But yeah. So he wrote a history of the United States that removed important black figures from U.S. history. One of the most important, like I said, Frederick Douglass, who was a major thought leader of the early Republican Party. He pushed forward the lost cause philosophy in his writing. And not only did the movie quote his work, the movie was loosely based upon a book.
Oof.
Do you know what book it was loosely based upon?
Nope.
The Klansman. Care to guess what history text the author of The Klansman used?
What history? Woodrow Wilson's history text.
Yep.
The Greek text. Oh.
He wrote The Klansman based on Woodrow Wilson's history text, which again removed black people and was a major pusher of the lost cause philosophy. Which you guys know the lost cause, right? Adam, you know the lost cause, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Do you want to explain the lost cause?
No. No, I don't.
Okay. So the lost cause is the idea that the South was a nation founded on principles, that it ended up losing the war, and due to losing the war, the nation was much the poorer, and it was just the barbarity and the insistence of the North that the South be brought to heel again that was the cause of the war. Nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. There was no confusion about whether certain groups of people should be counted as people or not. No. That's all just a later misunderstanding due to the evil Northmen. So, yeah. Woodrow Wilson then screened the movie at the White House. According to some reports, called it like watching lightning in a bottle. And
I will say that showcasing this stuff, dude was out of his mind. I can't understand for the life of me why he would think this would be okay. I mean, I understand during the war sentiments were heightened, and a lot of sentiment, especially for people who weren't in that area. It was exacerbated, but there's no excuse on what the Klansmen did. And it wasn't just like, it wasn't just a target. They were going after a lot of people who were, it was a political thing.
Yep.
So that's why it's like, holy shit, you know, these people, that's why him showing it in the White House is like planting a flag. Like, no, yeah, we won. Like, fuck. Yeah. That's fucked up.
Showed it in the White House. And again, at the time when he showed it, the Klan did not exist. And part of his history text was lamenting the collapse of the Klan.
Yeah.
Because we're on the second or third iteration of the Klan currently. The Klan started up immediately after the Civil War. And then it was strangled in its infancy. Because it was fucked up then, and it popped up shortly before Grant became president.
Okay.
And Grant, after becoming president, went, I fought these motherfuckers in the war, fuck this. No. And he put the entire federal government to the task of dismantling the Klan. They did. The Klan died out. The Klan didn't exist from Grant until Wilson. Wilson caused the rebirth of the Klan. Then that was a problem from Wilson up until the real big days of the Klan ended in like the 60s and 70s.
Okay.
Still been a pain in the ass since then. But it's one of those things of why the fuck, you bastard? Because just everything that he did fucked up the United States in a major way. Because caused the rebirth of the Klan. Instituted Jim Crow at the federal level to include the military, which it was only after Wilson instituted Jim Crow at the federal government that the military was segregated. Because prior to that, the military wasn't segregated. It was, you would be part of the unit from your home area, and if you had white guys sign up in your home area, and black guys sign up in your home area, you would be in the same fucking unit. But then Wilson came in and went, nah, we're going to separate people on racial bases. Because, again, he was a vitriolic racist. So, fuck Wilson.
I'm going to echo that sentiment. Yeah, fuck Wilson.
Shit,
I agree.
Notice the time. You guys doing okay? Should we go around the horn for parting words?
We should, because I got work in the AM.
True. So, you want to go first with yours?
If you're passionate about Sanguine, devour him. Don't let Sanguine devour you.
You have no choice in this matter. If I hunger, I eat.
1 second.
Sanguine must feed.
And I'm not going to be...
I'm going to say...
like a monkey.
I'm going to say... Thanks, Sanguine, for letting me hang out.
Always fun.
And want to thank y'all for hanging out, too. I love y'all. God bless. And a special goodbye from somebody else. Fuck you.
Yep, Quiz is over there.
Yo, Quiz is
He goes, yeah, Quiz is over there.
I heard things bump around in the background.
Quiz
At this last little bit, and I was going, I think he has someone over. It's probably Quiz.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah, slight delay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess we're closing out. So
Okay. Yep. And I'll leave off with bravery is when you're the only person to know that you're scared. And with that, have a good night, all. The zoo is closed.
99.
See ya.
And now I click this, and it takes a couple seconds, but